All right, Cowboys Nation, let's huddle up real quick. All right, so right here we have Trevon Diggs, a tweet from Trevon Diggs. All right, so Trevon Diggs did end up ultimately showing up to training camp on day 2 as of today, and he obviously had a few words to say and things like that about what was said about him at the press conference on training camp opener on day 1 on Monday. Pretty much in response to Jerry Jones, right? Kind of pretty much called him out and things like that about Trevon Diggs, pretty much going about his rehab process and recovering from his knee surgery away from the team facility, right? Kind of pretty much going on about his own. And Trayvon Diggs, in response to that, has been saying, "Hey, man, they've been in contact with my therapist and kind of been consistent with communicating my recovery process and any updates and things of that nature." So everything that they're saying, you know what I'm saying, it kind of isn't all the way true. But guys, as we acknowledge what's happening right now, let's press rewind real quick, all right? So let's take ourselves back to last year, right? And so last year, Trayvon Diggs was recovering from his ACL injury, right? Right now, he's pretty much recovering from his knee cartilage, knee surgery and things like that. But last year, he was recovering from his ACL injury, right? And he was training where? He was training with the team doctors and the team training staff, right? Okay. So he did that last year, right? So he was participating with the team at the team facilities last year and in attendance. So he wouldn't be, miss out on the $500,000 bonus or whatever, right? However, right, so when you're with the team, doctors, team training staff, things like that, they're eventually gonna, go through the process, go through the procedure, and give you some sort of a timetable to come back. Okay, and obviously, him kind of re-aggravating his knee means he possibly came back a bit too soon. Right, guys, and this is a consistent pattern with players who injure themselves, man, right? Who are definitely under contract, right? So let's take a look at somebody like besides Trayvon Diggs and Michael Gallup. Remember, Michael Gallup tore his ACL in the month of January against the Washington Commanders, right? Michael Gallup, they were, having all these things and all these articles talking about reports leaking out saying that Michael Gallup looks good in training camp. He's going to be ready for week 1. Well, here comes kickoff, and Michael Gallup pulls back, right? Remember that? And even in the Green Bay Packers game, remember Michael Gallup was hobbling and limping, man. Obviously, Michael Gallup came back from his ACL injury a bit too soon, right? And even looking at Terrence Steele, who Jerry Jones also called out, right? Terrence Steele came back from his knee injury a bit too soon. And a lot of times, he got exposed. So allow this man to recover on a good timetable.